Hello all, welcome to the video lecture on soil microbiology. In today's class, we will be discussing more on the effect of pesticides on soil fertility. Now, when we say the term pesticide, it includes different compounds such as insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, rodenticides, nematicides, etc. And amongst all of these, the organochlorine insecticides were the ones which were most successful in controlling a number of diseases. But then they were banned and restricted in several countries. Then there were other synthetic insecticides which were included or which were introduced, such as the organophosphate insecticides, the carbamates, pyrethroids, etc. And these also have contributed greatly to the pest control, and due to the control of pest, it has also increased the agricultural output. So ideally, when we design a pesticide or when we market a pesticide or when there is regulatory authority that is looking into a pesticide, it should be lethal only to the targeted pests and it should not affect the non-target species. This is something that is there in the ideal situation. And when we talk about non-target species, it includes other organisms, other pests, and even man or other animals. So none of the non-target species should be affected. But the truth is that over 98% of the sprayed insecticides and 95% of the herbicides reach a destination other than their target species. So it can include non-target species. This destination can be the air, water, groundwater, bottom sediments of rivers, lakes and other aquatic bodies, and even food. So though there are benefits of using pesticides, the inappropriate reuse or the non-judicious use can counterproductively increase the pest resistance and also kill the natural enemies of pests. So before we talk about what are the effect of such chemical pesticides on the fertility of a soil, let us see what are the common chemical pesticides. So these are some of the common pesticides that are used in gardens and by large scale crop producers. This includes copper sulfate, silica gel, sodium fluoride, carbon disulfide, boric acid, DDT, etc. There are many more chemical pesticides. I have only listed out a few of them. So we will be talking about what these pesticides have effect on, what are all the different parameters that they affect, and what exactly is the effect. So the first effect that we will be studying about is the effect on plants. Now the plants grow in the soil and they are the reason for fertility of the soil. So if the plants are getting negatively affected by pesticides, that will automatically or that will eventually lead to decrease in the fertility of soil. So how does the inappropriate use of pesticides affect plants? Now when there is excess of pesticide deposition in the soil, that hinders very crucial processes like nitrogen fixation. And it has been shown that there are several insecticides such as DDT or parathion which interfere with the legume rhizobium chemical signaling. So when there is interference with this chemical signaling between rhizobium and the leguminous plants, irrespective of the number of rhizobium in the soil or load of rhizobia in the soil, this rhizobium is unable to bind to the legume, and when it cannot bind to the legume, it automatically affects the nodulation and hence the nitrogen fixation. Now if there is no nitrogen fixation, the plant that is growing in that particular type of soil will get definitely hindered and its yield will reduce. So one of the major effects on plants is that the crucial process of nitrogen fixation is inhibited in the soil, which ultimately affects the yield of the plants. Also, it has been seen that when pesticides are applied on a regular basis to crops or to plants which are in bloom, which are flowering, it has been seen that this also kills honeybees which can act as pollinators. So if there are no pollinators, if there is no pollination that is occurring due to the honeybees, then that can lead to again a detrimental effect, because we will not be having fruits, we will not be procuring the seeds for the next round of plants. So all that is also an effect that can be seen on plants due to excessive use of pesticides. On the other side, pesticides also have direct effect on the plant or a direct harmful effect, that is poor root hair development, there is yellowing of the shoot and there is reduced plant growth. So apart from affecting other processes which lead to reduced plant growth, it has been seen that directly also the pesticide can cause or can affect the physiological processes in the plant and lead to reduced plant growth. So these are some of the direct effects that can be seen on plants that are growing in soil containing high amount of pesticides. Now coming to the actual effect of pesticides on the environment or on the soil itself. Now when we say that the pesticides affect the soil environment, that is mainly because these pesticides kill more than their target. Whatever target they are intended for, the pesticides are known to kill more pests apart from their intended targets, and this includes the necessary microorganisms that are present in the soil. Also, it has been seen that eventually when the pesticides are being used for a long amount of time or for a long period of time, it has been seen that it will eventually leach into the soil or move vertically and horizontally, spread inside the soil. Not only that, it is also seen that when it starts moving or when it starts migrating from its place of application, wherever it has been applied, from there when it starts leaching further down or across the soil, it can contaminate not just the land but also the water body that is present nearby or the groundwater body. So this has been seen in case of pesticides that have been sprayed aerially or which are generated as a runoff from the fields, or pesticides that are somehow escaping the site of production or where they are stored in the storage tank. Suppose from there they can leach out, or even when the pesticides are inappropriately discarded, it has been seen that they can leach into the soil and contaminate the land and water. Now, even when applied in the soil, it has been seen that there is migration of the pesticide from its intended application area. So, I might have applied in a particular area, but from that area, the pesticide is known to migrate. And the migration rate is influenced by several properties, mainly the pesticides property, that is the chemical property, and some soil factors. So when we talk about the chemical properties of the pesticide, it includes its propensity or its affinity to bind to the soil, its vapor pressure, the water solubility of that particular pesticide, and its resistance to being broken down over time. These are some of the factors of the pesticide which decide how far it can migrate from the applied area. The factors in the soil include the texture of the soil particles or the ability of the soil to retain water and the amount of organic matter that is present in it. These are also affecting the amount of pesticide that will leave a particular area or that will migrate from a particular area. But generally it has been seen that lesser the content of organic matter in the soil, more is the amount of pesticide that will leave that particular area. So lesser the organic matter, more is the amount of pesticide that leaves that area. That is mainly because the organic matter helps to bind to the pesticide and even helps in breakdown of the pesticide. So these are some of the factors that decide or that govern how much of the pesticide will leach into the soil. But soil leaching does occur, and this is especially true in case of applications which are being done over a long period of time, when the chemicals are being used for a longer period of time. And because they leach out and start killing even the non-target species, these non-target species are primarily the microorganisms that are present in the soil. And we all know that these microorganisms that are present break down the organic matter. They yield a lot of byproducts which are helping in plant growth. So automatically, if the beneficial or the necessary microorganisms are killed, automatically the yield of the plant and the fertility of the soil also goes down. These are some of the reasons why we know pesticides are affecting a particular soil environment and even water environment. Now these pesticides also contribute to global warming and the depletion of the ozone layer, that has also been seen in case of certain pesticides based on their certain components. Also, it has been seen that many of the chemicals which are used in the pesticides are persistent soil contaminants, which means their impact is seen for decades, and the people have to face or endure this impact for decades together, and that also affects the soil conservation strategies. So that is one of the major reasons why pesticides are detrimental, because they stay in the soil for a very long time and they keep showing their effects for a long period of time. It has been seen that the use of pesticides decreases the general biodiversity in the soil. When we talk about biodiversity, it is not just the microorganisms but also the other flora and fauna, which we will be talking about in the next few slides. And it has been seen that these pesticides are causing extensive damage to the biota. In fact, so much so that many countries have even discouraged the use of chemical pesticides through their biodiversity action plans. So that is the type of effect that is seen on the soil or on the environment. When we talk about environment, we are mainly focusing on the soil environment and the water environment that is present around that particular soil. So we know that the pesticide will migrate from the area, and that is why it is affecting the environment. Now coming to the third factor, that is effect on fauna. So we know that not just the flora, not just the microflora, even animals can be poisoned by the pesticide residues that are remaining on the food after spraying. For example, when wild animals enter say a field that has been sprayed with pesticide or a nearby area where it has been sprayed, it is obvious that the animals also will be ingesting the pesticide residues and they will be poisoned. So widespread application of pesticides can also eliminate the food sources that certain type of animals need. This can cause the animals to either relocate or change their diet or starve and die. So these are some of the effects that are seen in case of fauna. And it has been seen that, or it is very well known, that poisoning from the pesticides can travel up the food chain. For example, a bird can be harmed when it eats insects or worms that have consumed pesticides. So a number of studies have shown that pesticides are having harmful effects. They have had in the past and still they continue to have harmful effects on the growth and reproduction of earthworms, which are in turn helping us, or which are in turn consumed by or eaten by the terrestrial vertebrates such as birds and small mammals. So as the worms are being affected, rest of the food chain is also getting affected or poisoned due to this particular pesticide ingestion. Also, we know about bioaccumulation, which is basically the accumulation of these poisonous chemicals in the bodies of all organisms as we move up a food chain. So bioaccumulation and at times even biomagnification is a problem that can be seen associated with pesticides. So to sum up, the effect of pesticides can be considered as effect on plants, effect on the soil, which includes the soil microorganisms and soil biota, and the effect on the fauna that is there or on the animals. So usually pesticides are considered as a very quick or easy and inexpensive solution for controlling weeds and insect pests, but the usage of pesticides comes at a very significant cost. Pesticides have contaminated almost every part of our environment, and in fact the residues are found in soil and in air. It is also found in the surface and groundwater across countries, and it has been seen that urban pesticide use is a problem. So the pesticide contamination is posing a significant risk to the environment and the non-target organisms, which can range from the soil microorganisms. It can include the insects, the plants, the fish, as well as the birds. So these are some of the effects of pesticides on the fertility of the soil. Now mainly when we talk about soil fertility, we need to focus on the effect of pesticides on plants and the environment directly. But it also affects the fauna such as earthworms, which can in turn detrimentally affect the fertility of soil. I hope all of you have understood this video lecture. Thank you for your patient listening.